Hello friends, welcome to the video series of TCS NQT. Well, we have the video series of TCS CodeVita and Infosys InfoTQ right now, and we are going to start with the video series of TCS NQT also. We'll be having a separate video for explaining what is TCS CodeVita, what is NQT and what is the actual difference. Well, you just need to know till now that TCS NQT has one coding question which is very easy as compared to CodeVita. But still, if you will be in practice with those questions, then that would be very much beneficial for you. And each year they just level up the difficulty level, alright? So you need to be prepared for that. So there are mainly patterns, the series which are mostly asked nowadays, the basic programs and the programs which are based on matrices. So these are the main four things that we cover. Well, we'll be covering this all be in a next video that is basically on NQT itself. Okay. So till now you just need to know we are with the question here for which we have to go. This is a basically question of series. So let's see what the question is. My name is Anshul and you are watching our channel The Inside Coders. So let's begin. So the question is based upon prime number and Fibonacci mixture series. So here we are given a series in which you can see the odd places. This 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. This is basically a Fibonacci series. And 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17 which are red in color is basically the prime numbers. So we have alternative series in which the odd terms are always the Fibonacci one and even terms are always the prime numbers. Well, if any one of you doesn't know what is the Fibonacci series, then we have a separate video on Fibonacci series. You can also watch that. You will find the link below in the description and at the I button itself. Okay. And you know those videos which are for like placement preparation, that questions are also being asked in TCS NQT itself. So you can just check our TCS NQT playlist where you will find all the problems that are being asked in TCS NQT till now. Okay, so let's just continue. So we have to write a program to find the nth term of the series. So this is the series. I say find the sixth term of the series. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That means I need to print this 5. So this was the question itself. Okay. So let's see how I'll be doing that. These were the other things that were being given there. Like if n is equals to 14, that is being asked, then according to this series 14th one is this 17. So you just need to print the 17. Okay, this was everything you need to do. Well, TCS NQT provides you a platform where you can code in any of the language like Python, C++ and anyone. Okay, so we'll be seeing this program in C language right now, but you will find all the other codes in the GitHub link below in the description also. So the very first task is to know how to print the Fibonacci series. Well, I have a separate video if you want to see it in detail. What I am doing, we always have two numbers in the beginning. First one is 0 and second one is 1. And we just print them as it is. After that we have a loop. Here I need to print the 7 numbers. So the loop is from 3 to 8. That means 3 to 7 because this is a Python program right now. We have to do mainly 3 steps. Sum is equals to num1 plus num2. Num1 has a value being assigned from num2 and sum is assigned to value of num2. So these are the 3 steps that we use for just main thing. You have to see the Fibonacci series video. So since the num1 and num2 is being initialized by 0 and 1 itself, so the very first case is these two were 0 and 1 and the sum is equals to 1. Now according to these two statements we have this num2 is equals to num1 and sum is equals to num2. So we just keep on repeating the same task so as to find the numbers. Well, for detail you can just, I just have told you, you can refer that video for detail. Okay, so the same way till the 7th number we have this as the Fibonacci series. So this is what we print. So this is how to print the Fibonacci series. So we want alternative numbers from Fibonacci series and from prime numbers. So let's also see the logic for prime numbers. See, here we have used a flag 0 because what is prime number? The number which is just divisible by 1 in itself. If the number is being divisible by any of the number otherwise a part of 1 in itself, that means that number is not a prime number. So if in that case we get any number which is divisible by other than 1 in itself, then we just make the value of flag as 1 so that we are able to know if the flag is not equals to 0, that means the number is not prime. So just for that. Okay, so here we have whatever the value of n is, we always take our loop from, some people do from 2 to n, but that actually your complexity is very much increased. So the optimal solution is to take it to the square root of n, and what is the actual square root? N raised to power 1 by 2. So I just simply wrote here as n star star 0.5 because it is Python star star means the power function. Okay. So this was a simple logic. If any, now we check if this n is divisible by any of these values, that means we have the number is not a prime number. So what we do, flag is equals to 1 and we just break. That means we don't need to check it further if it is divisible by any of the number. Okay. So let's see, say the number is 29 in this case. So what would happen? So what is the square root of 29? It would be 5 point something. So we have just to take the integral part of that. So what we would be doing, we would be dividing it by 2. The very first value of j is 2. So the n modulus 2 is not equals to 0. Okay, that means this if is not true. So flag is again 0. Now this 29 is being divisible by 3. Again the 3 is not, like it is not completely dividing, then when we divide it by 4 again. So this thing happens again and again. So the flag is 0 in every case. That means the number is a prime number. So this was all what we need to know, that if the flag is 0, that means the number is prime. But till when we have to go? Till 0.5, that means square root of n. So the output is 29 is a prime number. But we need to generate a list. So for that we use two different loops. In such case we just append it to the list. Okay. Okay, so we'll be seeing that also. So this would be the final output. So let's see the program first. So the driver code is, we have a main function in which the very first task was to take the input. After that we have taken the input n. The second task was we have to make a list. But I am not making a list. Say if the value of n is like 1 lakh. So what would I do in that case? I will be making such a large list. Because I don't need the list, I can just find the number itself. How? See, I want to know the fourth number. I know all the even place digits are always the prime number. Okay. So since all the even place are prime numbers, so I know this is the first prime number, this is the second prime number, this is the third prime number. Since I wanted to see for the this fourth index, so what I did, this is the second prime number. So how do I need to know this? So I just got to know by just dividing this n, that is 4, by 2. So what is this? We have a prime function already defined which generates a prime number list, but we only need to find which is at the n by 2th index, right? So this is what we are doing. If the n, that means this input, is divisible by 2, that means it is an even number, that means the number would be prime. And which number? That would be at the n by 2th index. So this will basically call a function which is by the name prime. So this is that function. So now this n by 2 has become n here. Alright. I think you must know the concept of functions. Okay. So since we were not given any of the constraints, so I just take it as long. The reason is at times we are given the constraints like 10 raised to power 9, 10 raised to power 6. So that would be covered in long. Well, if you will be doing the same code in like Python, then you need not give the data types. That is a dynamically typed language. So there is no problem in such cases, but here it would create. Okay. So here we have a logic to find the list of prime numbers. This was the logic that we have already studied. Flag is equals to 0 if the number is divisible by j. This I is the outer loop. Here we do not have n. So what we did is we just have a loop from 2, because 1 is not a prime number. So from 2 till this 1 lakh. So what is actually it? We don't know till when it can go. So we have just taken that maximum to maximum, this much could be there. So we have taken this. So what we need to do, like the one way is you just take all the values and append it to an array to the list. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not creating a list because that array just it increases my complexity. So what am I doing is I'm having a count. This count is being initialized by 1 and I'm incrementing it every time after this loop. And when the count is equals to n, which was actually the value of n by 2, so I'll just be printing that one, because we just need this 3. We don't need what were all the prime numbers that existed before 3, right? So this was the logic. We are not saving it anywhere, just to reduce the complexity, nothing else. Now this was all about how to find the prime number. But what if you are given to find the Fibonacci series? So this is the second logic for Fibonacci series, the odd ones. Now the students get confused. They do not write this plus 1, which was most important. See, if you need to find the fifth index, what is the element at fifth index? You know, this is an even index, odd index. That means you will be having a Fibonacci number here. So if you just write n by 2, that means 5 by 2, and actually 5 by 2 is 2.5, but only the integral part is 2. So this is the first number of Fibonacci series, this is the second number of Fibonacci series, this is the third number. So we need to find the third number, but we are giving the input as second number. So it will give us the wrong answer. So for that you always need to add 1. Okay, that is most important. You must know that. Now this was the logic for Fibonacci series. We have simply long here itself for just the safety part, so that it can pass all the test cases. These were the 3 steps that we need to do, and finally at the end we are just printing the num1, because that would be the number at the particular n by 2 plus 1 location. Okay, so let's see its code in DevC++. So this is the code that I just showed you there. So what am I doing to do? I'm just compiling and executing it. And yes, I'm here with the screen. Say I want to see the fifth element, that was 2. Say I want to see the sixth element, that was 5. Say I want to see the 14th element, the answer was 17. So you can check for any of the number, even the greater numbers, and you will find the solution as perfect. Okay. आई होप आपको ये वीडियो लेक्चर पसंद आया होगा। अगर आपको कोई भी डाउट या सजेशन है तो आप कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर दीजिएगा, और अगर आपने वीडियो को अब तक लाइक या शेयर नहीं किया है तो जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक और ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर करें, एंड प्लीज सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल एंड प्रेस द बेल आइकन्स फॉर लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स। शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।